Hey everyone, Todd Black, Eagle Mountain City. Welcome to this month's episode of Living with Wildlife. Today I wanted to talk about two groups or families of birds that we have here in Eagle Mountain City with a couple of species within these families. But before we do that, we have to learn or relearn a biological term called sexual dimorphism. Simply stated, sexual dimorphism is the difference in form and or color within the same species but different sexes. As an example of that, in most species of mammals, the males are bigger than the females. Conversely, in spiders, the females are bigger than the males. Generally speaking, in birds, the males are more showy or more colorful than the females. However, in raptors, sexual dimorphism in color is not the norm. In fact, most species of raptors have the same plumage, but the females are always larger, sexually dimorphic, than the males. So the two families of birds, in this case raptors, that I would like to talk about that we have here in Eagle Mountain are accipiters and falcons. First, let's talk accipiters. Accipiters is a Latin-based word that means swift wing. We have two species of accipiters here in Cedar Valley. One is the Cooper's hawk, the second is the sharp-shinned hawk, or sharpie. These two species look almost identical in their plumage, and they're very difficult to tell apart, even for the most expert birders. So here's how I tell these two species apart. First, I look at their tails. Cooper's hawks typically have a rounded tail at the bottom, and sharp-shins have a square tail at the bottom. I look for that first. Those are easy things to ID in the field. Second, I look at their head. The Cooper's hawk has a big, bulky, blocky head, and the faint black eye stripe above its eye makes it look like it's mad at you or it's ready to kill something. The sharpie, the sharp-shinned hawk, has a smaller, rounded head, plain and simple. So the second group or family of birds that I want to talk about are the falcons. We actually have 4 species of falcons that have been documented out here in Cedar Valley. One, the American kestrel, is probably the most common falcon that we have here. In fact, we have several nesting pairs here within the city. The second, pretty uncommon except for the winter, is the merlin. So let's talk about the difference in these species. They're both falcons. They're similar in size, although the merlins are a little bit bigger. The merlins have actually 3 subspecies, making it even more difficult to tell which ones they are. My favorite with the merlins is the taiga, named for the taiga boreal forest that's found in North America and Siberia. The next species is the Pacific or the black merlin, and they're just that. They're black. Instead of blue-gray, their backs are more black. The last subspecies of the merlin is the prairie, and it looks just like a lighter color phase taiga. So a lot of people confuse or sometimes think that the American kestrel is a merlin or vice versa, but again, kestrels are pretty easy to distinguish from a merlin. First of all, kestrels, both the males and the females, will have rust brown colored on their back, and then the male kestrel, and this is why I think a lot of people confuse them with the merlin, their wings are really kind of a blue-gray color as well. Well, hopefully you learned a little bit about falcons and accipiters today. So take some time. This time of year is a great time to see these birds, particularly now when there's a little bit of snow on the ground. So get out, take some time to get outdoors. I'm Todd Black. We'll see you next time.